And New York City loves the boldest, the brightest, and the best. This is a town where winners rule. Night 10 at the U.S. Open.
Ready, steady, go! Ready, steady, go!
On a gorgeous September night for tennis in New York, there were plenty of fireworks as a trio of two-time U.S. Open champions bid to reach the semifinals. Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Late Night at the U.S. Open. I'm Patrick Macron, along with my co-host, Mary Carrillo. Mary, welcome back.
Thank you very much.
And tonight, Andre Agassi back in the U.S. Open semifinals for the 8th time in his career.
What a stud. He's like,
he's 32 years of age.
32 years old. He's playing beautiful tennis. He said that he wanted to be able to play first-week tennis in the first week so he can play second-week tennis now. He still hasn't been pushed, and this is a remarkable performance from him.
You have to play some good second-week tennis tonight against the man from Belarus. Max Mirny gave Andre his toughest test yet here at the U.S. Open. Played just a few weeks ago, earlier this summer in L.A. Agassi won that easily, but it wasn't going to be that easy tonight. Mirny serving at 5-all in the first set.
Andre Agassi knew when to be aggressive. He was so alert out there tonight. Mirny's got a huge serve, and he was able to take that first set tiebreak. But Agassi wasn't deterred at all.
Mirny serving at 2-3, second set, and Agassi with the break. Serves out the set here at 5-3. And Mirny kept coming and coming.
And that was only 6 unforced errors against Mirny in that set, 15 winners.
Playing very tighty tennis. Wasn't Agassi in this one, Mary?
He just moves so beautifully. I mean, you can hear him squeaking all over the court.
Serving for, look at this. This is vintage Agassi. Takes a 2-set-to-1 lead. I'll tell you what, Mary, I mean, credit to Mirny. He did not go away in set number 4. But oh, the variety from Andre.
I just got the sense, Patrick, that Andre still hasn't reached his highest gear. He had so much control against a tough opponent.
Well, he's going to have to reach his highest gear in the next round when he takes on world number 1, Leighton Hewitt.
It's going to be a question of that. We're both going to go out there and hit a lot of balls and look to control points and try to make some things happen. Leighton's been playing so well the whole year, so it's right that it happens here at the Open, and it's going to be should be a good one.
That's an understatement, Andre. Yeah, it'll be a good one. Hewitt took on Younes El Anaoui, the Moroccan, earlier in the day.
Didn't he come out nice and cleanly?
Wow.
Leighton Hewitt, only 1 unforced error, 10 winners in this first set, a set that lasted only 26 minutes.
6-1 to Hewitt.
Second set wasn't nearly as clean for Leighton.
No, El Anaoui keeping it close, 5-6 now. Oh, the wheels of the Australian. Unbelievable court coverage. Goes to the tiebreak. El Anaoui serving at 6-7. I mean, this guy plays defense like the steel curtain. You can't get it past him.
Well, now he took the third set, but in the fourth, here's match point for Hewitt. And again, very squeaky match from him. And that's why when he faces Andre Agassi, it's going to be so much about great footwork.
And Leighton Hewitt moves on to the 3rd straight Open semifinal.
Playing probably just as well, I guess. I definitely got better as the tournament went on last year. There's no doubt about that. And things are still going in the right direction at the moment. So I'm happy to be through to the semis, and I feel like I can still go up another peg or two to come semis and final time.
Well, I guess both guys will have to go up another peg or two, Mary, but it's Hewitt that's won the last 3, including 2 this year.
He sure has, and I just think the head-to-head shows that Hewitt's in Agassi's head a little too much. I mean, Andre has been blown away, frankly, by how well Hewitt does things and how quickly he's able to do it. I mean, that's going to be the case again, and it should be something to see Andre trying to raise his level there, because again, I feel like he's still got another gear to hit.
It's going to be a real interesting strategic match, because it's almost like Andre's going to have to go away from his normal game.
Right.
He's not going to be able to overpower Leighton Hewitt. Now let's look at the men's draw, sponsored by Lincoln, and of course, the big one tomorrow night, Mary.
Yeah, that's going to be something. Andy Roddick and Pete Sampras.
Do we say more?
Not really. I mean, that pretty much says it all. And I think again, Gonzalez could take out Shulkin, and he can have his biggest major ever getting to the semi.
And don't underestimate him potentially in the semifinals for either Roddick or Sampras. Right. Now coming up, a battle of 2-time champions and the upset of the day. We'll have tonight's women's story when we continue at the Open here on CBS. A pair of 2-time U.S. Open champs entered Ashe Stadium under ideal conditions. Venus Williams won her back-to-back titles almost a decade after Monica Seles won hers. A 3rd meeting in majors this year for the 2 of them, Mary.
And the only win Monica Seles has ever had over Venus came early in the year when she took her out of the Australian Open.
First set, Venus putting pressure on Monica early. Seles serving at 1-3.
I think this was always going to be the question. I mean, could Monica Seles hold serve enough against Venus Williams?
The answer was an emphatic no in set number 1.
That's exactly right. Venus serving here at 4-1. She was just on the offense the entire time, Venus Williams. This first set went very quickly, 25 minutes.
And she lost just 1 point, did Venus, on her serve.
This is a 2-all in the second set. Monica was trying to do some good stuff, but again, she just couldn't get the ball past Venus Williams' racket. A much better match for Venus than the one she had to get to this round.
A tough 3-setter against Chanda Rubin, and the first serve was cooking for Venus.
And that was on Seles' only break point, Patrick. So entirely too quickly for Monica Seles. It was match point Williams.
So Venus moves on to the semifinals. Can she do it again? 3 in a row at the Open?
I definitely think if I play well, the chances are I'm going to win. If I'm going out there worried about my opponent, then that makes it twice as difficult, in my opinion. So more or less, I concentrate on myself and try to really get out there and get everything I can out of myself.
She has not lost a match since the Wimbledon final. The other women's quarterfinal, Jennifer Capriati against Emily Mauresmo from France, 3-3 head-to-head going into this one.
The important thing, though, is that Mauresmo had beaten Jennifer at Wimbledon and then for the Canadian Open just a couple of weeks ago. She knew it had to happen out there. So did Capriati. Some nice movement there to get that ball past Mauresmo, who wanted to be at the net.
Capriati's only ace of the set gives her the first set, 6-4.
But still, Patrick, I felt that both players were very tight throughout this match. Second set, here's Capriati serving for the match.
She just played an awful game, didn't she, there?
It was just, again, they were both pretty tight out there, but Capriati especially really lost her way.
Saves a set point there, but Mauresmo now serving at 6-5 in the tiebreak.
That off-speed stuff works well against Capriati. You can see Mauresmo, she's got so many shots, so many spins and off paces. Took that second set. Here Capriati is trying to change the tension on her serves, but really the problem was she had so much tension in her body, Patrick. And she kept trying to look around for answers, but she was never loose and confident in this match.
Jennifer nets the duck on that overhead. Now match point number 5 for Mauresmo. 51 unforced errors for Capriati. Mauresmo through to the semis. Both players talked about it afterwards.
You know, just when I was serving for it, I felt like all of a sudden I got really nervous and just really tight. And like again, I said, I think it's probably just a lot of expectation, pressure that I put on myself.
I know she doesn't like to play against me, and maybe she gets a little bit tight when she has to play against me, and she's a very good player, so I'm not going on the court thinking, okay, I'm going to beat her, that's for sure. So it's always, good matches, good fight, and can go either way, I think.
So, Mary, Mauresmo gets in the way of an All-American semifinal.
She sure does, and now she's going up against Venus, whom she's never beaten in 4 tries. Again, Mauresmo's going to have to do a lot of things well, especially be very, very aggressive. I mean, hit all of her spins and stuff, try to slide the ball at Venus, move around her contact point. Then Davenport, again, I got to think Serena Williams is playing better than any of the 4 left.
She certainly looked the strongest so far, hasn't she?
She sure has.
The buzz has been building all day long about tomorrow night's showdown between Andy Roddick and Pete Sampras. Back with that story and more as Late Night rocks on from New York after this.
Tomorrow night, the main event, Andy Roddick versus Pete Sampras.
Sampras over Roddick, definitely. Because of his power serve and the experience that he has.
Loaded!
Roddick because he's young and he's the man.
No. I think Sampras is using all the and he's got more experience.
You want the old veteran to do it one more time, but then you look at Roddick and you say, wow.
Well, Mary, these have always been the most intriguing matches, those ones with the old guard and the young gun, sort of changing potentially of the guard. Sampras have the firepower to deal with the youngster.
Oh, he's certainly got the experience, much more so than Andy Roddick. And again, these two are both very physical players, aren't they? I mean, Roddick obviously is all over the place from the backcourt, and Pete just wants to serve and volley. Nice, quick, neat, tidy power and aggression. I mean, this is what he wants to play. He's got to take very good care of his serve. He doesn't want to have to hit more than one volley.
No,
I mean, he's a jock. He's always liked being a jock.
Yeah, he's always relied on those short points to have success with Roddick. Well, he knows a little bit about short points as well with that serve. But I think this is going to be the key right here, Mary, that return to serve with Roddick.
I agree with you. I mean, this match hangs on such simple hooks. It's really about who takes better care of their serve and who gives himself more opportunities to break.
I also think that first set is going to be key. I think if Roddick gets up on that, he could steamroll Sampras. Martina Navratilova, who turns 46 next month, bowed out of this U.S. Open, but not before leaving us with a few gems. This one in the mixed doubles. And then in the women's doubles.
Have a look at what she had to do to keep this point alive.
Behind the back from Martina. Even go on to win this point. The nice thing is that Martina says she's enjoying herself so much that she plans on playing for another year. And why not? She's still extremely competitive.
Pretty good improv, too.
Not too shabby at all. Well, Mary, an eager nation awaits tonight's picks and pans.
All right, Patrick. Well, my pick of the day is Monica Seles. She's the most gracious and honest of champions. And although her best tennis is 10 years behind her, she's a player I'd most like to know 10 years from now. My pan of the day goes to Greg Rosetsky. Here's what the Mook said after he lost to Pete Sampras 2 rounds ago.
I mean, he's not playing that great. I mean, I don't feel like... I'll be surprised if he wins his next match against Haas, to be honest with you. I'll be very surprised.
Greg, you chowderhead, before you kick the guy off the curb, beating him would have been good. Once again, you've been reduced to a silly motivational clipping taped to someone else's locker. Pete beat Haas, by the way, Patrick, and he's in the quarters. Maybe he can't win the U.S. Open for a 5th time, but frankly, he's got a hell of a lot better chance than Greg Rosetsky does.
And just a touch smarter. Well, tomorrow on Late Night, the past meets the future. On the court, it's Sampras versus Roddick. And in a special feature, we'll look back at the debut that stirred a worldwide controversy. Late Night catches up with Dr. Renee Richards 25 years later. For Mary, Jill, and the rest of us here at CBS, I'm Patrick McAdoo. Good night.